Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers. We're really closing in now on the end of this season. We just have a little bit over a couple of weeks left until it's all over.
Yeah, it feels like it's flown by. The summer, she's almost over.
we got to prepare for that. At least the Big Brother, it feels like they've saved some of the most exciting, interesting gameplay for last this season.
Yeah, I agree. We've seen a steamroll a few seasons in a row now, and it does always get real good right at the end, and things are getting, they're getting really exciting.
Yeah, in this video, we'll talk about some of the campaigning that, Tiffany is already doing. There's a little bit of back and forth going on. There's also a lot of unintentional comedy that is going on that we will get into at some point here.
Yep.
That's how we will put that. But okay, well, before we do get into a lot of the madness of the house, there's that subscribe button that is down there. But I'm sure you guys have seen it before, right? It's just like being like, hey guys, you want to push me? Okay, so hit that button. Pretend like I didn't do that. Just hit that button and stick around so you don't miss any other coverage.
We also have the fall season coming up. So NCIS is starting up soon, Survivor, there's a lot of other things. We just learned Succession is going to be back in October, which is a show that we love, and we're going to be covering it here. Dexter, Yellowstone. The list is long. We do have a post up on the community board that's listing everything that we are covering in the fall. Cobra Kai, Witcher, everything until 2022. We don't have the schedule up for that yet because we don't know what it's all going to be yet, because we've been getting some questions if we're going to be covering Big Brother, the Celebrity Edition. And the answer is we don't know yet. We don't know what the schedule is going to be in the winter. This Is Us is coming back. Plus, we have everything else that's going on. And for those of you who've been with us for a while, you know that we are not just a Big Brother YouTube channel. We cover a lot of stuff here.
If you want a compelling tease for the Succession coverage we're going to have, there may be a new impression that is going to be coming when those videos start up.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not going to say what it is, mostly because I may chicken out between now and when the show is actually back.
But I'll try to make sure that he doesn't chicken out. Also, follow us over on Instagram, Matt and Jess TV. We have a whole bunch of pictures up from when we took our break.
All right, so as of right now, if you guys missed it yesterday, Tiffany and Hannah are still on the block. Kyland did not use the power of veto.
No, and unfortunately, as of right now, it seems that Tiffany is still going, which is, it's a tough one to swallow. Really, she's played such a good game. It sucks to watch good players go.
Okay, so Tiffany is already really campaigning hard, which I don't think is a surprise to anyone who has watched Tiffany play this season.
She is campaigning hard, and I really appreciate that. I understand that there is a balance to this game, and that sometimes it's like, you don't want to throw other people under the bus. You don't want to hurt other people. There's relationships to still balance, but she has zero problem handing Hannah the bus schedule.
And thank you, Tiffany. I'm not saying Hannah deserves it or anything, but there's been a lot of people this season been like, I don't want to campaign against this person. They're like,
come on.
You're playing for $750,000. Nope, they will not care a month after the season is over. They will appreciate the effort. They, in their heart of hearts, would want to do the same thing because everybody should want to win. Otherwise, they have no purpose being on the show.
Yes, most people get over it.
Yeah, and ultimately, Tiffany's arguments are interesting because, she was talking to Azah last night, and she was basically saying, Azah, Hannah, she's gonna be gunning for Xavier. Are you really gonna be okay with that? I feel like Azah at this point would basically be in the final two, and her speech against Xavier would be vote for Xavier to win the game.
It is really such a good campaign to Azah. It really is. That it's more about the thing that she cares about the most, which is Xavier. So I thought that was a really, really good push.
Yeah, and she's done a good job of sort of making it seem, Azah, she's looking out for Azah. She's saying that, Hannah's way smarter than I am, Azah. It's like, and by the way, I don't even know if Tiffany is really, because Hannah is very, very smart.
Yes!
But Tiffany's also very, very smart.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's a difficult argument to try to say something like that because you've all been living together for quite a while. I mean, you're not going to be able to hide that you're smart for very long. I think everybody knows that Hannah's really smart and Tiffany's really smart, so that's kind of not the best argument she's used, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was only say this. It does seem like Azah on some level would prefer Tiffany to stay, so maybe this campaigning is all going to help to that degree. I mean, whether or not that actually helps Tiffany stay in the game is a totally different story.
Yeah, I mean, it's still hard to know. As of right now, Tiffany is still leaving, so...
The thing is that, there's only 6 people in the house, so it's not like you need a lot of votes.
No.
So if she has Azah, she just needs one more. And the options here are, do you get Xavier or do you get Derek? I give no Fs.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's such a smart idea that Tiffany is working Azah because she is very close to Derek F. And of course, she doesn't want anything to happen to Xavier. So she's got a little bit of pull there to her. At least she would try her best to get Xavier on board with her. So, I think Azah was the right person to start with.
I think so too, and it's still really early. There's still plenty of time for things to flip back and forth, and they may very well. Like Tiffany's talked to Derek F a little bit, and she has just sort of said, "Oh, I'm not coming after you, Derek F." But who is coming after Derek F? I know we talked a little bit about how Kyland contemplated putting him on the block, but it didn't ultimately happen.
No, it didn't. But I mean, it's hard to know where Derek F really lands. Yeah. Does he think that no one's coming after him, or does he think he's a big threat in the game?
Okay, we're getting to it now.
We're getting to it now. Pull out the keys.
Okay, all right. Listen, we have not fully embraced the clown car in a while this season because there hasn't been enough truly incredibly clowny behavior.
No, not since Frenchie, and he got 2 steering wheels put into that clown car, so our clown car has a few adjustments to it.
But see, here's the thing. Frenchie is still driving the clown car, and he just drove it right out of the house. But I hear now, though, he's actually pulled back up to the house, and he's like, Derek, you want to come in? Because Derek said yesterday to Tiffany, and this is not a joke, he thought the jury was going to have a really hard time deciding between him and Xavier as to who to give the money to. Derek, mastermind Derek Frazier, who has really just dominated the entire season, is now going to win.
Oh, my dude, no. No. Stop.
No, this was such a clown car emergency that Frenchie drove halfway across the country to come pick you up in it after you said that.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, but the fact that he believes it is also kind of interesting and could shape the game.
Derek also seems to think that when we talked yesterday about his other clown car where the idea of everyone should split the money, he also seems to believe that he is way more of the architect of the cookout than he deserves. That's almost here's a good analogy for it. Tiffany spent all this time putting all the bricks up for the cookout house, making sure it looked really good. Derek F came in at one point, put one brick down on it, and was like, I did it all, and then he just left and he took ownership of it.
Yeah, actually it feels even less than that. He came in and was like, here's a plant.
Yeah, he gave the housewarming gift for the cookout.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, well Derek F, he is sort of close with the guys, too, and it seems like the guys are all for now kind of settled on wanting Tiffany to go, and now they're sort of thinking is that, okay, we just got to make sure that if we keep Hannah doesn't win the next HOH because she'll probably go after some of us instead of Azah.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure they're right.
Yeah, Hannah's smart. Azah, this is the thing about, I like Azah as a person, but, I can't really, if it's an Azah and Derek F final too, I actually don't know who would win in that instance.
But listen, I understand where Azah would be coming from on that. She is more aligned with Derek F and Xavier. Why would she go after them? That's who she's the most aligned with.
Yeah, and that all makes complete and total sense.
It doesn't always have to be the men versus the women when it gets to the end like that. It has to, in some cases, like with Azah, be who are you most like aligned with? Who have you built the best relationship with? Who do you actually trust?
I think Azah is pretty much pencil her in for the final 3 at this point. I don't see anyone who's going to want to get rid of her right now, and I just think she's in such a good spot because Hannah theoretically could end up being the next person to go, even to the point where Xavier and Derek are talking about wanting to get rid of her over getting rid of Kyland, who is much more of a competition threat at this point in the game.
No, everyone sitting in that house that doesn't get rid of Kyland next deserves to go, because he, at this point, can just win his way to the end and make all the decisions. He has to go. He's way too much of a competition threat, especially after just winning HOH. Now he's won the veto. He definitely can win his way to the end. Yeah. It might be too late to get rid of him.
That is the thing. If Kyland does win his way to the end, like, I know Xavier could go to the final 2 with Kyland and be like, I threw this competition. Look how handsome I am. But none of that really matters because, like,
doesn't it though?
Okay, no. Well, it's just in the end, Kyland could be like, well, yeah, great, good for you for throwing competitions. I actually won the competitions. I really stuck my neck out there. I took risks, and that's a pretty compelling argument at the very end of all of this.
Yeah, it is. And because there are a lot of game players in the house, I can see that even if people don't love Kyland or love sitting through his 3-hour conversations, it is very hard to look away from that resume and just be like, I just don't like you.
Yeah. So if you guys are wanting to take Kyland to the final 4, then you're taking a big risk and hoping that he doesn't win a competition at the final 4, because I feel like, okay, this is what I feel like Xavier's master plan is. I think he wants to get rid of Kyland around then. I think he wants to go to the final 2 with Azah, because I think he knows that he will beat her handily, and he'll be in a good spot in the final 3 with Azah, because, if Azah wins that final HOH, she'll probably take him even over Derek F based on what we've seen.
Absolutely, it's true. I think leaving Kyland into the final 4 is such an error, but, here we are.
Maybe they'll wake up next week, depending on... Maybe Hannah will end up winning the next HOH and be able to save them from themselves.
Or maybe everyone else that isn't Kyland will win, and someone will be like, we really need to deal with Kyland now. Look at his resume. None of us can beat that. Okay. It's going to be tough.
The final thing we have to dive into here is just there's a little bit of a worry from Xavier and Kyland about Derek F potentially giving Tiffany a little bit of false hope, because he has sort of been the guy all season who has not really told people what he's going to do, and that ultimately that could lead to her reeling in Azah more, and then Azah going and campaigning even more and making this vote even more dramatic.
It's true. It could go that way. I mean, who knows where Derek F may actually end up. If Azah does really want to keep Tiffany there, Derek F could be that person that could really help make that happen.
I'm excited for the next couple of days because I don't think Tiffany's going to give up. I don't think Hannah's going to not campaign. I think she's going to fight hard. There's a chance.
It's still early.
Yeah, there's a chance it could be really contentious. I want some drama. I may like the cookout, but I want to see the cookout still fight with each other. That's a part of the fun of Big Brother.
Yeah, and that's why so far this week has been exciting. I've loved seeing Tiffany get in there, campaign really hard, make really good arguments. I mean, as of right now she's going, but I have hope that she may actually be able to turn this around if she can really land Azah in her corner, because Azah does have some pull with Derek F.
All right, let's turn this over to you guys right now. Do you think Derek F could beat Xavier in the final 2? I'm kidding. No, what
drive that clown car out of there. You're now in the backseat. Pie yourself in the face.
I'm in the backseat pieing myself in the face while Frenchie and Derek F are still talking about their final 2 deal. But okay, let us know what you want to see happen the next couple of days. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button as well. We'll see you guys here next time.